I am Dr. McFarland. I'm in my bathroom because there are two beautiful windows behind me. I'm trying to find a new space to film that's better lit. And I have all my crap for dental stuff that I can talk to you guys about. And today, without further ado, I'm going to share with you my favorite toothbrushes, electric or manual, for kids. So if you've got young ones around and you've been wondering what type of toothbrush they can use, I've got you covered, and I'm gonna review two of the most popular brands, so Sonicare and OralB, and then throw in some others as well. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know I am a pediatric dentist. I'm board certified here in the United States. I practice part-time in Virginia in private practice, and I've also got 3 young kids. That's the other part-time of my life, if not full-time, is being a mom. And so my kids are young. They are 3, 5, and 7, and I'm gonna share with you what worked for me with them, and then what I recommend with patients, or what we even give out in our office, what we really like as a starter toothbrush. The first one is a manual toothbrush, obviously for little kiddos, and it is OralB 0 to 3 Winnie the Pooh. So 0 to 3 is the age, and then the Winnie the Pooh characters, that's just how you kind of can look up and find them. All of these that I mentioned, I am gonna have linked down below. I've got an Amazon storefront. If you wanna support this channel in that way, I'd love for you to shop through there, and I'll try and make it easy. But this is the OralB. I think it's got like a crusty leftover piece of, I talk a lot about a grain of rice-sized amount of fluoride toothpaste. That's all you need up until a child turns 3. From the time that first tooth comes in, that's the AAPD official recommendation. So that is the 0 to 3 toothbrush. So as soon as they get teeth, you want to migrate away from those training toothbrushes with silicone bristles. You want a true nylon bristled toothbrush that's actually going to be able to scrub the teeth and get them clean. It's a nice flat head, so it's going to fit into their tiny mouths, tiny spaces, and it's soft if they chew on it because we're expecting them to chew. You're going to change out a toothbrush about every 3 months unless the bristles get really frayed. I can show you my kid's Hum toothbrush. I mean, this is like a month old and she's already just mutilating it. So once they start to chew enough that the bristles are splaying out and getting loose, it is time to change. Like, it's probably time to change this one. So that is that 0 to 3 OralB Winnie the Pooh toothbrush, the go-to. It's what we give out in practice to kiddos under age 3. And another toothbrush that I like to mention for this age group is once they start getting those molars, so a year-ish, you may want the help of another type of toothbrush called a triple-sided toothbrush. There are 2 kinds that I really like and talk about a lot. There is the Fridababy toothbrush, so the booger sucker people, they have a triple-angled toothbrush. And then there's my favorite, which is Surround by Specialized Care Co. I'm not sponsored by them. I just link them through Amazon. You can buy them through their own website as well. I usually get the 4-pack. It's a little bit cheaper. They're not a cheap toothbrush, but they're an awesome toothbrush because they have 3 sides, so it's this like triangle shape. And why that's really great is it helps once those molars come online, because they're chewing, you can get in and out quickly. So it's also great if you're having a hard time with toothbrushing, because who isn't with their toddler? Even the dentist, it's really challenging, which, as an aside, is why I made my entire course about helping with toothbrushing. If you are struggling with toothbrushing in your home, if you dread that nighttime routine, I've got that linked down below too. It's a whole video course. It's like everything you need to know about helping with toothbrushing, but everything else too. What toothbrushes, what toothpaste, all of that. I made a whole course if you want to check that out too. But I talk about this in there. The triple-sided toothbrush is going to help cleaning all 3 sides of the tooth. You can use it for front teeth, but mainly back teeth is what it's most helpful for. But this sucker is great. I love it. Triple-sided toothbrush called Surround by Specialized Care Co. It's going to help you be quick, get in and out. Usually you want to brush their teeth 5 seconds times the number of teeth. So say they have 8 teeth for about 40 seconds. But if they're really struggling, you're really struggling, this can help you be efficient and get in there quickly and still do a good job cleaning. So that's great once they start to get molars. I think that with that 0 to 3 OralB, these are just your slam dunk, all you need for the toddler years in terms of toothbrushes. One product I also like to mention that I'm an affiliate for is called the Brushing Buddy. It is a teeter tool. It is silicone. You can actually wash it in the dishwasher, get it clean. But see this little tail right here? It serves as a bite block. The dad who invented this was just a genius. I wish I'd invented it myself, but it is something that you can place between their teeth when brushing. So if they are chewing and biting down, this in combination with this is a game changer if you're really, really struggling with toothbrushing. And what you do is you rotate the little tail so it's on the flattest, smallest end when they're upset and crying, or if you need to press down behind their molars to get them to open, that's called retromolar pad pressure. I'll link a video that talks about that. We'll go into that technique if you need it, but you have them open, bite down, slide it in, and slide it back. It is soft, it's not going to hurt them, but it helps them stay open and not bite on that toothbrush. That's called the Brushing Buddy. I have a code, you can get 15% off, and I am an affiliate, so thank you for supporting me, but I love this thing. I demonstrate this in the office. We give them out for free just to show parents how to use them. This is a really popular item, a favorite thing in the office when I do show how to use them and give them out. Now for a little bit older kiddos, so 3 up until like 5, you might consider a little bit bigger toothbrush, so a little bit bigger head, and one of my favorite ones is Colgate Hum. So it is cool because it's a manual toothbrush, but it connects to an app with this little thing. And my kiddos, up until they got too cool for it, around like, I don't know, 7-ish, my son doesn't really use it as much anymore, but it shows them with an app, and I'll link a video that I did with a review showing that app. It shows them in their mouth where they're brushing and where they're missing. There is no other kids app that does that. OralB Sonicare does not show where they're missing. It's not tracking where they're using that toothbrush. And it's cool because it's a manual one. It's like $15 or less. When you can find it on sale, it's even less than that. So Colgate Hum, I'll link the whole review, but I love this toothbrush. OralB has more, so 3+ brushes. You can use those as well. They just have slightly more narrow head, a little bit longer head, just to reach further back because there's more teeth, but these are great. And then parents want to know, when can I switch them to an electric toothbrush? I want to upgrade them. Everybody feels like the electric brush is cleaning better. I like to remind people, and especially with those U-shaped toothbrushes, just because it's got more bells and whistles and it's more automated, that does not mean it's doing a better job. Technique still matters, and you have to be able to get in there as a parent until they're about 7 and you're the one doing the primary brushing. Like, they can go in, they don't have the manual dexterity to get the fine motor movement to really clean every area well. So the electric toothbrush won't make up for poor brushing. Like, if you're gonna just let your 4-year-old go have a heyday with their toothbrush and think because it's electric they're gonna do a better job than at least if it was a manual on their own, maybe you need to be the one going in there and really brushing after them until they demonstrate competency and the ability to do that well. And just as an aside, age 9 is the flossing age where they can do that well independently. And for you to check, you're like, no, my 5-year-old's doing a racking job. Get some Disclosing tablets. I'll link those below. Disclosing tablets are those little purple, pink, chewy tablets that you can show where the plaque is. And so test them. Have them brush on their own. If they really want to be independent or you think they can, have them brush and then have them chew one of those tablets and see if they're missing anywhere. And if they are, you still need to be going into those areas and brushing for them, helping them out. But if you want to upgrade them to an electric toothbrush, you can do that really at any age that they're no longer biting down and chewing on the brush head. For most kids, that's like age 3 or 4. And then you also have to be sure they can tolerate it. So it's loud, it's lots of vibrations. Lots of kids don't like electric toothbrushes, and that's okay. A manual brush with proper technique can be just as effective. And one little note, I review the autobrush, kids and adult, down below, put that as well. I do not recommend those professionally unless you want to use them as a gateway tool to tolerating brushing. They're fun, they're kind of easy to use in theory, but they're not low sensory, they're very loud. You have to move them around a lot. They kind of vibrate, and lots of kids don't tolerate those well. If they're not tolerating regular toothbrushing, they're probably not gonna like that one either. But because it's new, some of them sing songs, like, it can be a gateway tool. If you can afford it, they're not cheap. You can use one of those U-shaped toothbrushes, but again, you need to be going in after and actually brushing, getting it clean. And then afterward, the grown-up has to check, or the dentist has to check, or whatever that you want to call yourself as the grown-up, like the official sugar bug hunter has to check. So yes, they have a turn, you have a turn, taking turns, but you always have to check till they're about 7. And again, till they prove that they can brush effectively. So the go-to toothbrushes are OralB and Sonicare. Sonicare and OralB kids brushes, I think they're $50 or less. Online, they have sufficient power to clean well. So you'll find like little AA powered thin brushes by Colgate and whoever in the grocery store. I think OralB and Sonicare have AA battery powered ones too, but these are the ones that sit on the little charger stand. These are the ones, the non-battery powered ones that have sufficient power that you can use it like an electric brush. So what I've shown in other videos, and you can see those, and I'll try to link those in the description too, is the effective way to use an electric brush is not by scrubbing. So you're not going to scrub with this. It's actually just by letting it run across the teeth. And that sounds wild, go look up on YouTube the instructions for how to use the toothbrush, and the video will show you. It is just holding it. As long as it has sufficient power, which I go through that in the video, what I mean by that, which I'll link below, if it has sufficient power for them to use it in that way, like an electric sonic brush. And so the OralB Kids 6+ does, not the H3 brush. That's more like a battery powered brush, even though it's not, but it's not very powerful. You need the 6+ brush, I'll link it below. Or Sonicare, the kids brush, is powerful enough that you can use in that way. They have to tolerate the sounds, the vibrations. I will tell you, the one thing I do not like, and if you can afford a little bit more for your child, I would get, instead of the OralB Kids, the IO6, so the one for grown-ups, but it's not super expensive. It's around $100 because this one is loud. It sounds like a jackhammer. Let me show you. And it does have a sensitive mode, so it can go down a notch, but it's loud, y'all. This one sounds like all the other Sonicare. It sounds the same. so it's more quiet. But I did find that my son, especially my older kiddo, was having a lot of plaque buildup still left even after using this. And so I just like this better. I personally use an OralB as well. I have both. I own both the grown-up big fancy version of the Sonicare and OralB, and you'll see in my best electric toothbrush video that I still recommend OralB. That's my favorite. They're a little bit harder to clean, like you can get gunky stuff that builds up in here, but I find I just rinse it out afterward. I just clean it well each time, and it's not an issue. So I like the rotation oscillation type movement of an OralB versus just the vibrating of the Sonicare. Comment down below, hit that subscribe, maybe even the join button if you want to support a fellow mom, but comment down below if you want to hear about the Kids OClean toothbrush. I'm going to do a grown-up toothbrush review of their OClean. In Poland, it's like one of the most popular toothbrushes now amongst dentists. They really like it. And I want to check out OClean for adults. But if you want to see the kids version of OClean, they do have one. Let me know and I'll add that to my cart right now, and I will make that a part of the next video. So comment below if you want to see the OClean kids toothbrush. But right now, these two are good. You're not going to go wrong with them. Me personally, I like the OralB better, but really you're going to be just fine with either. Just know this one's really loud. If you want to upgrade so it's not so loud, get the grown-up version IO6. It's a little more quiet, but these are the way to go. And the really only criteria for your child using an electric toothbrush would be they're able to tolerate the vibration and the sound, and they're not chewing down and biting on the brush head. Otherwise, you're good to go. I hope this review was helpful. If you've got any questions, if I missed a really popular or common one, let me know. If I missed any links or anything that I said I was gonna link, let me know as well, and I will add those in. And I just really so appreciate you being here. Please check out some of my other videos and be sure to subscribe and join my little group if you want priority answers to some questions. I'm gonna do some lives, talk about products that I like and things like that. Thanks so much for being here. And here is the video that YouTube wants you to check out next.